This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you with us on this Monday. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Ray Collins. It is Monday morning, June 19th, and we can leave the sunglasses at home the first couple days this week, huh, John?
Yeah, bring the umbrellas, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be a wet one, it looks like. We're going to get some plentiful amounts of heavy downpours, I think, over the next several days. It won't be total rain all day long, but there will be periods of rain showers around. Taking a look at radar, you can see those showers just off the Gulf Coast. Now, we're not seeing them really over land at this hour, but there have been some during the overnight, and it's left some of the roadways slick. Look at this computer forecast of the amount of rainfall that we get over the course of the next couple of days. This is through early in the morning Wednesday, about this time actually, Wednesday morning. Excuse me. And you can see some rainfall totals exceeding 4 inches here on the Suncoast. Not surprising when you look at that plume of moisture lifting northward out of Caribbean waters. That's where there is possibly some tropical development taking place at this hour. We're going to talk about that entering into the Gulf waters coming up in just a few. Our daytime high held down by cloud cover, but a good 70% chance of showers, some of them heavy, later on today. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. There's the situation right now in Manatee County. A few slowdowns here and there, nothing major to report at this hour. Farther south, we'll see some buildup already on 41 southbound as you're approaching the Ringling Causeway area. And farther south, no problems at 6:02 on your Monday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, worshippers leaving a London mosque mowed down by a motorist.
Yeah, police called it a terrorist attack, and the city's mayor and the British Prime Minister are condemning the act. Reporter Reed Binion has the latest.
It's a big van crashing the people in the mosque.
A witness describing the scene after a van plowed through a crowd of pedestrians near a London mosque early Monday.
I see police, ambulance, people lying on the floor, and a van as well.
The deadly incident taking place just after midnight in North London's Finsbury Park. The location a key detail as the investigation unfolds. Finsbury Park belongs to a larger borough that is home to a sizable Muslim community. The timing also potentially important, just days before the end of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, at an hour when worshippers were finishing prayers.
This is actually sending a shockwave within the Muslim community in the UK and obviously with the wider society as well. Now, we as a Muslim community, we feel we're being terrorized.
Authorities treating it as a terrorist attack.
The Counter-Terrorism Command is investigating.
London Mayor Sadiq Khan calling the incident a, quote, horrific terrorist attack on innocent people. Witnesses describing it as intentional.
No doubts.
A 48-year-old male suspect, allegedly the van's driver, detained by people at the scene and arrested on suspicion of attempted murder, according to officials.
The people overpowered him and they keep on the ground.
Police not initially releasing an image of the suspect and saying the investigation into the incident was ongoing. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Almost 30 people managed to escape after suspected jihadists attacked a hotel resort Sunday in Mali's capital. At least 2 people are dead after the assault continued into the night. Authorities say the suspects took hostages at a popular spot with foreigners on the weekends. Soldiers later succeeded in entering the resort area, but one of the suspected attackers managed to escape. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for that attack, which came amid the final week of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan.
The U.S. military shot down a Syrian fighter jet near the ISIS self-declared capital over the weekend. The Pentagon says the Syrian plane was bombing U.S.-backed coalition forces on the ground. This is the first time our military has shot down a Syrian plane. The U.S. has long said it would protect what it calls moderate Syrian opposition forces.
Portugal still trying to contain a major natural disaster this morning. More than 60 people have died and the death toll is expected to rise as wildfires spread across the central part of the country. More than 700 firefighters are now trying to contain the inferno as the government sends requests across Europe pleading for help. Officials say some of the victims were burned to death in their cars as they tried to escape the flames. And an update on the London high-rise fire. Investigators say the cladding used in a renovation of the building may have been banned under UK building regulations. Experts believe the exterior cladding, which contained insulation, helped spread the flames quickly along the outside of the tower in last week's blaze that has now killed at least 79 people. The government is carrying out an urgent inspection of roughly 2,500 similar tower blocks across the country to assess their safety.
New developments now on that deadly collision between the USS Fitzgerald and a massive cargo ship off the coast of Japan.
The Navy now revealing the bodies of the 7 American sailors killed in that crash. ABC's Janae Norman has more on the questions still unanswered.
Terrifying moments for sailors aboard the USS Fitzgerald, left with a mangled midsection. The destroyer T-boned in the middle of the night, immediately flooding the cramped compartments where more than 100 of the crew slept.
The damage is mostly underneath the waterline, and it's a large gash near the keel of the ship. And so the water flow was tremendous. So there wasn't a lot of time in those spaces that were open to the sea.
Multiple maritime trackers show the ACX Crystal making a giant U-turn just 25 minutes before colliding with the USS Fitzgerald. The 30,000-ton container ship's bulbous head smashed right into the crew's living quarters, leaving just minutes for the crew to escape, save the 9,000-ton ship and themselves.
They had to fight the ship to keep it above the surface, so it was traumatic.
The Navy called off the search for survivors and announced divers found the bodies of the 7 missing sailors, though it's unclear if they were killed by the impact of the crash or drowned in the flooding. The search for those answers and more are only just beginning.
We're going to cooperate with all the stakeholders in this, especially the Japanese, but we'll get those answers.
And after multiple requests from ABC News, there's still no response from the cargo ship's owner about that sharp turn just before the crash. But they say they are cooperating with the investigation. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
All right, 6:07 right now. Former Fox host Bill O'Reilly is speaking out this morning. He was dismissed after it surfaced he and the network paid millions to settle sexual harassment lawsuits against him. He said news stories will soon uncover what he's calling a conspiracy behind his firing. O'Reilly said to a group of fans on Saturday it has to do with far-left progressive organizations that are bent on destroying anybody with whom they disagree. He also referenced President Trump, saying that some media groups demonize the president any chance they get.
A terrifying head-on collision in Utah, all caught on camera. Take a look. Incredibly, no one was killed in this bone-chilling wrong-way crash. Every year, wrong-way crashes kill more than 1,000 people in America. Now, highway officials are testing new ways to prevent these collisions. In Texas and California, new high-tech signs with flashing LED lights detect wrong-way drivers and alert the highway patrol immediately. Police say if you do see a driver on the other side of the highway heading the wrong direction, call 911 and start flashing your high beams and honking your horn. Anything you can do to alert other drivers. And back here in our state, the Florida Highway Patrol is mourning one of their own this morning after a vehicle hit and killed a 30-year veteran in the line of duty. FHP Master Sergeant William T. Bishop was responding to a call pulled over in the southbound emergency lane of I-75 in Alachua County following a crash when a secondary collision occurred, knocking the car into him. Bishop was transported to a nearby hospital where he was later pronounced dead. That incident under investigation with charges pending.
Officers at a Central Florida jail have been cleared of any wrongdoing by the state attorney's office after their use of force on a 75-year-old inmate who was killed. This is William Howard. He died after officers used force while moving him for evaluation. He was found unresponsive in his cell last November, just days after being charged with stabbing his wife. The autopsy revealed officers performed a takedown maneuver, causing a neck fracture and spinal cord damage, which proved fatal. A jail spokesperson said the officers only used force when Howard wouldn't cooperate. And a mother and son are being called heroes this morning after helping save a 3-year-old boy from drowning. Look at this surveillance video from the pool at the apartment complex in North Florida. Nearly 3 minutes passed before a 9-year-old boy noticed what was happening, and his mother, a registered nurse, sprang into action.
I thought, wait a minute, he's underwater, and I don't even think he can swim.
I knew I had to start CPR. All my focus was come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby.
Well, he did. That 3-year-old baby sprang back to life, and witnesses say when the little boy began to cry, it was a good thing in this case. So heroic action there by the 9-year-old who noticed something was up And luckily, the mother is a registered nurse.
I know. How responsive of that 9-year-old to be able to notice that something was wrong.
Right.
Yeah. Interesting.
Chilling to watch him drop below the water level.
I
isn't
know.
it?
Yeah.
We are looking at some wet weather over the next several days, and I do mean wet. We could get some plentiful amounts of rainfall. We'll talk about it in just a second.
All right, John, still at a stoplight or roundabout. What's next for this busy road east of I-75?
We'll tell you more about the solution the state has in the days ahead.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
I dream of the creature by night and by day. Wielding my weapon, I slaughter my prey. 2,000 cash, I'll be rolling in dough. So hey, you big monster, come out from below. So hey, you big monster, come out from below.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Get ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Belt Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Knott in Incredibello, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live at the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, Incredibello, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're watching a developing situation where a cluster of showers and thunderstorms down to the south in the Caribbean is funneled northward in this plume of moisture that is going to provide us with excellent chances of rain over the next several days. We have a lot of cloud cover out there right now, and temperature at 75 has a dew point value pretty close to it at 74. That is thick tropical moisture, and it's not only at the surface, but it's aloft as well. So some of the showers that form today have the potential of producing a lot of rainfall because they are so rich in moisture content. And that'll be the case, as I mentioned, at least through Wednesday or so. We have a east-northeast wind at about 9 right now, but we'll watch that east wind shift south to southeast a little bit later on in the afternoon and become somewhat breezy as well. So boaters, pay attention to those winds because they are going to get strong, and you're going to be encountering showers and maybe even some thunderstorms as well as some big downpours of rain out in Gulf waters over the next couple of days. Wauchula at 75, Arcadia at 75, so's Mayaca, Parrish, Bradenton. Lakewood Ranch comes in at 76, so does Northport and Punta Gorda, Inglewood as well. Double 77s in Longboat Key and in Venice. Look at all the rainfall that's taking place. And in fact, it doesn't stop there. There's plenty more rain out in the Gulf waters. It's just difficult for our radar beam to see it. It's so far away, but it's out there. A lot of cloud cover, a lot of rainfall, and some good chances of seeing really some low-lying flooding possible over the next several days. Certainly some urban street flooding because of some just heavy downpour of rain. And unfortunately occurring just about the time of drive time home this evening as well, it looks like. Anywhere between 2 and 7 o'clock tonight. Right now, pretty quiet. Morning commute should be okay. We have this moisture plume lifting northward around really an area of low pressure that's trying to develop into a closed circulation. Hasn't really done so yet, but it is forecast to lift northward out in the Gulf waters, and at that time perhaps develop into a named system a little bit later on and then travel northward. The trough of low pressure located back to the west and the area of high pressure located out in the Atlantic are acting together in concert as teammates to kind of funnel that moisture right up out of the southeast. Then it'll be breezy as well as those two systems kind of fight with that low pressure area developing down to the south. All of that moisture lifts northward. Most computer models suggest that it will be making landfall somewhere around the New Orleans region, maybe a little further to the west, but really anywhere from the Florida Panhandle back toward the Texas coastline has the potential of seeing a named storm making landfall sometime later this week. Now, depending on the strength of the storm and its actual location, its impact on us could be anywhere from not a whole lot to perhaps bringing us actually improved weather as we head into later in the week. If it moves a little bit further away from us, it could actually tend to sort of dry us out. Moist south wind, breezy for the next few days, and then drier toward the end of the week. We'll see. Certainly before that, lots of moisture lifting northward around the edge of the system. Here are the suite of computer models, and you can see, generally speaking, the bullseye will be somewhere between the Louisiana Delta region and the eastern part of the Texas Gulf coastline. There's also another system that we haven't really talked much about this morning. It's located to the south, Trinidad, Tobago, areas around Nicaragua could see the potential for some fairly heavy rainfall as this system drifts toward the west. But don't be too concerned about any of the computer model forecasts beyond about 3 or 4 days, as the shear is going to increase in this zone, and the system is forecast to kind of decrease in intensity a little bit as it heads toward the west. Forecast for the next several days calls for very high moisture content air, followed by heavy rainfall, and then maybe some clearing as we head toward the weekend. Summer starts Wednesday, you guys.
All right, looking forward to summer season here. Let's take a look at traffic. Looks like if you're heading throughout Manatee County, not a whole lot going on. A few cars on the roadway as you're heading into State Road 70 towards 301. Other than that, let's take a look in Sarasota County. Some slowdowns on 41 heading southbound, also northbound on 41 as you pass by Bee Ridge Road, and Bee Ridge heading towards I-75, seeing an increase in traffic flow as we head into South County. Pretty quiet throughout that area. No accidents at 619 across the Suncoast on your Monday morning. Traffic on State Road 64 east of I-75 needs to slow down, but the Florida Department of Transportation's vision for the road is only making homeowners more concerned about their safety.
Yeah, the solution might sound familiar to Sarasota drivers. A roundabout. Erica Jackson has the story.
Homeowners who live near this intersection at State Road 64 and Grayhawk Boulevard say driving through this area is dangerous. This intersection has seen 23 crashes over the last 5 years, one of them taking the life of a pedestrian.
Over time, traffic just seems to build up and up.
Manatee County homeowner Steve Radius is fighting for a way to slow down drivers on State Road 64 near his home in Grayhawk Landings.
There's 1,000 families in here. That's lots of families and kids that need to be able to have a safe way to get on and off 64.
He and his neighbor Ryan Hebert petitioned for the Florida Department of Transportation to put a traffic signal at the intersection of 64 and Grayhawk Boulevard. But FDOT found the area does not see enough traffic for a light, even though it's difficult for drivers on Grayhawk to make a left turn.
In the mornings during rush hour, it can take 5 to 10 minutes to get out just with traffic, oncoming traffic.
But FDOT recognizes a problem and is instead designing a roundabout at the intersection with Rye Road. They've started a project development and engineering study for a roundabout at Lorraine Road with plans to do the same at Grayhawk Boulevard. Radius is a fan of the idea, but thinks some of his neighbors might not be as excited.
People not knowing, how to maximize a roundabout and be able to use that to get the traffic to flow right.
Construction for the Rye Road project is scheduled to start next year, but Hebert argues that won't help homeowners off Grayhawk or Lorraine.
It's going to help that area, but again, there's such a big space in between Rye and here. By the time they're going to pick up speed again, and we're going to be right back in the same situation.
The PD&E studies will determine the design and potential costs for both roundabouts. The Florida Department of Transportation hopes to begin construction for both projects by the year 2021. Reporting in Manatee County, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
You combine a fast road and a lot of big trucks and a roundabout?
Yeah. Ooh.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. This story affects many boaters.
The issue is docks with electricity. We'll tell you more about this odd phenomenon you need to know about. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Sarasota Ford.
The Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix was first organized in 1985. What began as an annual beach picnic for local children with special needs has expanded into an 11-day festival with the races televised to more than 100 countries. The entire festival is produced by Suncoast Charities for Children. The Grand Prix not only generates revenue for charity, but also a significant economic impact. Last year's event generated an economic impact of $37 million.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Quick peek outside toward downtown Sarasota. It looks peaceful right now, but John says plenty of rain today and tomorrow.
That's right. Keep those umbrellas handy, those raincoats in your car if you need them, or with you in your purses if you get the chance.
I'll put my raincoat in my purse. Welcome back, 6:25 right now.
A number of tragic deaths for boaters and swimmers alike are highlighting a hidden danger of the summer season.
As reporter Steve Osunsami tells us, the issue is boat docks and electricity.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a devastated New Jersey family is planning a funeral this morning for their 11-year-old daughter who was electrocuted in their backyard.
Female, electrocuted, unconscious, breathing.
Police say 11-year-old Kayla Mados and two of her friends were playing with an inflatable raft in a backyard lagoon Saturday night and swimming near this metal boat lift when they touched it. Electricity from the lift went soaring through the children and into the water. The day before, a similar heartbreaking tragedy, this time in Ohio. A 19-year-old was electrocuted after he jumped in the water to save his dad and his dog. It's called electric shock drowning, usually caused by a short in the wiring of a charging line or a power source at a dock, marina, or boat. And coming up at 7 a.m., how pools can be just as dangerous. With your GMA First Look, I'm Steve Osunsami, ABC News, Atlanta.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the Great Summer Painting Party. Save 30% on paints and stains June 18th through July 4th. There's a store in every neighborhood. Find yours at sherwinwilliams.com/save.
Yo po me, Scott. Yo Pomeranian, Scoots. Yo po Beestakis. Oh, Triscuit, topped with yogurt, pomegranate, and pistachios. Yo Pomistachio Skit. Well, that rolls off the tongue.
Hard to say, easy to make. Triscuit makes skit happen.
Get an Ashley living room set starting at just $24.99 a week, all without credit, only at Rent-A-Center.
Allergy sufferers, a word to the wise. If symptoms at night ruin your next day, try new Zysol. It relieves symptoms while you sleep and keeps relieving all day. Because Zysol's as effective at hour 24 as at hour 1. So, be Wisol. Take new Zysol.
These are our heroes. They have sacrificed so much to serve our country. And now Granny Nannies is truly honored to serve them. We're here and we're ready to help. Call us today.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is the best overall brand for 2 years running and the most trusted brand for 3 years running, according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Right now, you can lease one of Subaru's most versatile vehicles, the Subaru Crosstrek, for as little as $189 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
What's a nice Jewish girl to do when she can't introduce her WASP boyfriend to her conservative parents? Hire an actor. Hilarious and insightful, Bo Jest is at the Players Center June 14th through the 25th, and it's your ticket to a sizzling summer. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit theplayers.org. Don't miss Bo Jest.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has answered calls for recovery and treatment 24/7, 365 days a year. If you're depressed, drinking, using drugs, or taking pills, call now and talk to someone who cares.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Most insurance covers substance abuse. You can get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call 800-622-1941. 800-622-1941.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies.
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
At Granny Nannies, we provide your loved ones with the care they deserve. Compassionate and experienced help right where you need it most. At home. Visit us at grannynannies.com.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest incident in a series of attacks in London over the past few months, what police are saying this morning.
Detectives may have solved several robberies in Manatee County with the arrest of this man. We'll tell you what the suspect said.
Plus, Sailor Circus looking for the community's help ahead of their once-in-a-lifetime performance in Washington, D.C. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, 6:31 right now. There's a shot of Sarasota Bay looking toward the west, looking toward Longboat Key. John says, remember the old days when he said sunny and hot every day for weeks, it seemed?
I know.
All that is old news now. All that has changed.
Very, very much so changed. You always got to keep those umbrellas handy these days, I feel like.
Yeah, let's get that forecast now from John Scalzi. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Yeah, it seems like weeks of rainfall, doesn't it?
Yes,
I swear. Today is no exception. We're going to see periods of some heavy rainfall a little bit later on this afternoon. And certainly there are some ongoing showers out in Gulf waters. All of this will rotate closer to shore as we head into the afternoon. Total rainfall amounts are going to be impressive. We're looking at 3-4 inch rainfalls over the course of a couple of days, all associated with a plume of moisture lifting north around an area of low pressure in the Caribbean, forecast to move into the Gulf waters and develop possibly into a named system. 70% chance of rain showers today. We'll talk about the forecast coming up in a few.
All right, John, talk to you soon. Thank you. A little bit of a buildup on State Road 70 as you head eastbound between 14th Street West and 301. Otherwise, pretty clear right now. Farther south into Sarasota County, no major concerns, just a few congestion areas, and all clear right now in South County at 6:32 on your Monday morning.
Topping our news this morning, police in London say at least one person was killed after a van struck a group of pedestrians.
The van ran over worshipers leaving a mosque in North London. One person arrested. Police say this is a terror incident. It's the latest in a series of attacks in London over the past few months. More on this today on Good Morning America.
Here on the Suncoast, a frightening moment for locals riding a Sarasota County area transit bus that was hit by a pickup truck near downtown Sarasota. According to an eyewitness, the SCAT bus was trying to turn left from Tuttle Avenue onto Bay Vista Street when a blue pickup truck trying to catch a yellow light from the opposite direction struck the back corner of the bus. Riders could be seen exiting the bus in pain, some even covered in blood. A few riders were transported to the hospital. Sarasota Fire even had to use the jaws of life to get the driver of the truck out of his vehicle and onto a stretcher. The extent of those injuries and damage is still unknown this morning.
An investigation is underway after a shooting near the Rubonia Social Club in northern Manatee County. The sheriff's office says the victim was picking up the suspect outside the club yesterday. No word yet as to why the suspect got back out of the car and began shooting the driver. He was hit in the arm and taken to Blake Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries. If you can help sort this one out, call Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS.
Also in Manatee County, the sheriff's office is warning drivers to be on the lookout for a suspect who followed and shot at a driver in Bradenton. The victim was driving home when he stopped at a light on US 41. The suspect's vehicle pulled alongside him and the driver rolled down his window. That's when the victim says the shooter yelled, "That's my car," to which the victim responded, "No, it's not." The victim then drove away and was followed. It was at 21st Street and 2nd Avenue East that the left rear passenger started shooting the victim's car, hitting it 3 times. In the investigation that followed, deputies found 12 casings in the roadway. Fortunately, the victim was not injured.
An update now: an armed robbery suspect has confessed to several incidents in Bradenton. Police arrested this man, John Ramos, over the weekend. Detectives say he confessed to robbing the Quick Store convenience store in Bradenton, as well as 2 other Manatee County robberies. Deputies say Ramos entered the store on 26th Avenue West about 10:30 p.m. on Saturday, where he held a clerk at gunpoint and took an undisclosed amount of cash. Details of the other two robberies have not yet been released as the investigation is ongoing. A heads up for travelers on around the University Parkway I-75 area this morning.
That's right. The I-75 northbound off-ramp and I-75 outside right lane are expected to be back open now at the diverging Diamond interchange. FDOT says that closure last night let construction crews finish paving those lanes as motorists traveling north on I-75 were having to get off at exit at University and then directed to continue north and exit further down. Again, that is reopened this morning at 6:35.
Of all the Father's Day celebrations, there was one that was especially emotional yesterday.
As our Erica Jackson shows us, Father's Day can be especially tough for a group of parents who have outlived their children serving in our armed forces.
Gold Star families are relatives of armed services members killed in action. For one Gold Star father in Manatee County, Father's Day is bittersweet, honoring the lives of his 3 sons, one killed in the line of duty.
We are free because of people like my son.
Military service is in the Hager family's blood. Though Chris Hager's lottery draft number was never selected, his father served as a glider pilot in World War II, his son Aaron in the Coast Guard, and his oldest son Josh as an Army Ranger.
He was one of those heroes that led people and loved what he did.
But what he did cost him his life. The platoon sergeant was killed in action after more than 70 combat missions in Iraq.
He called me 6 days before we lost him and he said, "Hi, Dad, I just called to tell you I love you."
This is Chris's 11th Father's Day without Josh, just 2 days before what would have been his son's 40th birthday. Now Chris's mission is education, teaching the community about Gold Star families and how to properly honor America's fallen heroes.
In 10 years, I've never had someone ask me what the Gold Star meant. People don't know.
The symbol recently took Chris to the White House, where he and other Gold Star families met with President Donald Trump, who is working to create a position in the White House for a Gold Star family advocate.
Met the president on a couple of occasions. He asked the same question, does it ever get better? And the answer is no. It gets different.
The biggest changes are in his spirited 8-year-old son Carson, who Chris says has the same characteristics as the brother he never met. A glimmer of light during what can be a tough holiday.
I have 2 that are alive. That's what Father's Day means. I really do think about those that have lost more than I.
For more information on how to get in touch with other Gold Star families in Florida, visit our website, mysuncoast.com. Reporting in Parrish, Erica Jackson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Also over the weekend, a mix of art, family, and science greeted Oslo Theater visitors for its 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea Family Day. The event, used to promote one of their newest shows, gave families the chance to explore undersea life with help from Moat Marine, who brought along some special marine life to give guests an up-close and personal look. The South Florida Museum also brought along their own hands-on activities and crafts.
You know, as a parent, we're always looking for fun things to do during the summer, and that's something that can be hard to find for lots of different ages. And today is one of those days that's perfect. It's a little bit outside, it's a little bit inside, and it appeals to all ages.
Oslo's show, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, will be playing through July 1st.
Yesterday was Sarasota-Ritaville on Siesta Key Beach, not Margaritaville. It was a group's effort to get the word out about events on the Suncoast. Whoever came out had a chance to take part in some music, free food, and a variety of activities.
Today we just wanted to get everybody together to have fun. Everything is free. Everybody come by and we're having a beach party. It's all about a beach party.
Organizers were pleased by the turnout and hope to host similar events in the future.
A little bit of circus graced the Sarasota Farmers Market this weekend as Sailor Circus claimed a booth at the market in order to raise funds for their upcoming trip to the nation's capital, where they're set to perform to an audience of over 1 million people this summer during the Smithsonian Folklife Festival.
And we are representing our part of the nation, and 11 other circus schools will be participating in the event. 500 youth performers, and we hope to be a very proud part of that.
Today we're just stilt walking and juggling to show people what we're gonna be doing and to get practice around crowds, because I just started stilt walking a couple months ago, so I haven't had people practice.
If you'd like to get a glimpse of their Washington performance, Sailor Circus will be holding a special send-off performance tomorrow night at 7 o'clock before they head out to Washington, D.C. to represent right here in Sarasota.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office hosting a special water safety lesson this weekend for kids, 9 to noon Saturday at the Venice Garden Community Center, which is on Shamrock Boulevard. Lessons include water rescue, swimming instruction, CPR, and boating safety. It is free and open to the public this weekend. Great idea. Don't forget how to contact us, either through mysuncoast.com or through our website at MySuncoast on Facebook. Love to hear from you here at ABC7.
That's right. Expect some rain today, so if we can get some of those pictures of some of those rainfall out and about, any rainbows that may pop up, which would be great if the sun decides to show a little bit, that would be wonderful.
Be great if we could see some of those.
Yeah.
Maybe toward the end of the midweek period, we might see a little bit more sunshine around here, but we're going to see a lot of cloud cover around today. We'll talk about the forecast coming up in a few.
All right, also still ahead, Wonder Woman has been topped. Did somebody knock her out of the top of the box office?
We'll tell you if the newest Cars installment was able to catch up to the superhero favorite after this.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Watch ABC7 wherever you are. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device to keep up with the Suncoast from the comfort of your couch. Download ABC7 now to watch us on TV anytime you want. ABC7, we're here for you wherever you are.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Current air temperature coming in at 75 degrees with a dew point pretty close to it at 74. East-northeast wind will shift a little more southeasterly today and continue to just funnel up that moisture. I can put away the sun icon for a while, I think, and just rely on that cloud icon. That's going to be with us for a couple of days, I think. 75 degrees in Wauchula, Arcadia, Myakka, Parish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, Northport. Punta Gorda comes in at 76. So does Inglewood. Venice coming in at 77, and so too does Longboat Key. You can see just all of this moisture out in Gulf waters. Some of it will be slinging back toward our region today. Now, today is not going to be a complete and total washout, but you can expect to see showers at almost any time, almost anywhere throughout today and then into tomorrow as well. Now, during the afternoon time, when we have a little bit of daytime heating, it's possible that we could see some heavier storms. And by heavier, I mean we could see some certainly 1 inch, 1.5 inch rainfalls that could lead to some localized flooding in some locations. That's a possibility today. And the reason is we have this trough of low pressure located back to the west in the upper atmosphere. You can see that here on the water vapor imagery carved out. And also back to the east, we have a big ridge of high pressure sitting out here in the Atlantic. The combination of those two just funneling this tropical moisture northward. And it is in this area down in the Caribbean that we expect to see an area of broad low pressure kind of move out into the Gulf waters where there is the potential for some development. The winds out of the southeast will be kind of breezy a little bit later on today, especially as that low moves out into the south central Gulf waters. It will continue to develop, and the forecast center gives it an excellent chance over the next couple of days of turning into either depression or a tropical storm. In fact, they give it a 90% chance. So it's something you can pretty much anticipate seeing move into the northern Gulf waters as perhaps a named system. The southeasterly wind flow will continue being breezy at times, perhaps some 20-mile-an-hour winds a little bit later on this evening. That'll be for a few days. And then toward the end of the week, as that system moves further away from us and high pressure builds in from the Atlantic, we'll start to dry out just a little bit. The RPM computer model shows this system spinning around out in Gulf waters and just slinging its moisture back into this direction. And that'll be the case throughout the next couple of days, I think. This plume of moisture will be producing most of its rainfall, I think, around the Louisiana Delta region, or perhaps points back to the west. The computer models from this area generally show either around the Louisiana Delta region or points back toward the central Texas Gulf Coast as being the most likely location for the heaviest rain showers. But at least for a couple of days, we certainly are in line to see some pretty good rainstorms around. Water temperatures are very warm, so as this low moves out into the Gulf waters, and that's one of the big reasons for potential development. We also have another system we haven't talked too much about, mostly because it probably won't affect us all that much. But there are some tropical storm warnings up for Trinidad, Tobago, areas around Grenada. All of that gradually heading toward Nicaragua, where probably will produce some fairly heavy rainfall. Computer models are in pretty good agreement about that. And just to the south of Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic, we'll probably see this system start to fall apart just a little bit. So again, not a big threat for the United States. Forecast calls for excellent rain chances for several days in a row, followed by the first day of summer on Wednesday. Yahoo! Boy, it sure has felt like summer over the last several days. And then as we head into the weekend, you know, I think we'll see a little bit more sunshine and more typical summertime thunderstorm activity. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, John. Looking forward to that sunshine coming out. As we take a look at traffic this morning, looks like State Road 70 getting off I-75, seeing an increase in traffic as you head west. Also 301 really seeing some slowdowns as you head southbound into Sarasota County. Some slowdowns on Bee Ridge and Fruitville Road as you head towards the interstate. And some congestion on 41 heading south into South County. Other than that, no accidents across the Suncoast at 6:48 on your Monday morning. In today's Health Smart, new research suggests taking a hot bath burns as many calories as a half-hour walk.
I love this story. The study assigned participants to either a half hour of walking or a half-hour soak in 104-degree water. Well, those who took the baths lost 140 calories on average. That's about the same as calories burned in a half-hour walk. By the way, the bath also helped lower blood sugar levels as well. I'm sold.
Great news. Would love to take that advice. Another study published in the British Medical Journal found that the risk of major birth defects increases with a mom's obesity. The study looked at data on more than 1 million births and found that babies of overweight moms had nearly a 4% higher chance of birth defects. Researchers encourage women to embrace a healthy lifestyle and be at a normal body mass index before conception.
Well, at the box office, Wonder Woman has been taken down by a cartoon.
That's right. Disney Pixar's Cars 3 took the checkered flag for first place with a $53 million debut. That number marks the lowest opening in the Cars franchise, though. Wonder Woman fell to second, reeling in just about $40 million. The weekend's other new opener, Rough Night, had a rough weekend, bringing in just $8 million. Shark attack thriller 47 Meters Down devoured most of its competition, though, for an $11.5 million debut, nearly double what analysts expected it to reel in.
And it appears to be twins for Jay-Z and Beyonce. Nice Father's Day gift. No word yet on the gender or the names. The twins would join 5-year-old big sister Blue Ivy, and there's been some controversy because her father tweeted things out before it was really confirmed, and fans were upset about that.
I know, that's right. Well, now Blue Ivy will have a new brother and sister, or 2 new sisters, or 2 new brothers. Yeah. We don't know yet. We'll find out soon.
We'll also update the day's top news headlines up next. And does chocolate milk come from brown cows?
Well, you may be surprised how many people think so. We'll have more on those results after this.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab for as low as $24,999. Or get more legroom and maximum comfort with a new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Party shot of Sarasota Bay looking toward Longboat Key. A lot of rain on the menu. John will detail it in just a matter of seconds here.
Let's take a look at some of the top stories here on the Suncoast for you today.
And also outside the Suncoast, another apparent act of terrorism in London. A van struck a group of pedestrians leaving a mosque. At least one person was killed. Police have arrested another person.
And a frightening moment after a pickup truck hit a Sarasota County public bus over the weekend. It happened near Bay Vista and Tuttle. Several on board were injured, but the extent of their injuries and the damage is still unknown.
And an armed robbery suspect has confessed to several robberies in Bradenton. Police arrested this man, John Ramos, after he admitted to robbing a store on 26th Street West Saturday night, as well as 2 other robberies in Manatee County.
Taking a look at traffic, State Road 70 heading towards 301, also 301 heading southbound. Seeing an increase in traffic, more cars on the roadways in that direction. Also in Sarasota County, Bee Ridge and Fruitville as you head towards I-75, seeing some more cars on the roadway. And South County, seeing some congestion on Business 41. John?
It does appear that this afternoon will be kind of a rainy one. We'll have periods of heavy rain today and possibly tomorrow as well before we start to see a little bit of lightning in those rainfall percentages. Maybe by the end of the week we'll be back to maybe a 20-30% chance of rain.
All right, keep those umbrellas handy. Finally this morning, chocolate milk doesn't come from brown cows, but apparently some adults think otherwise. A recent online survey polled 1,000 American adults over a 5-day period and found that 7% of Americans actually think chocolate milk does come from brown cows. Now, while that percentage is small, that totals to about 17.3 million people in the U.S. who really had it wrong.
And they're walking among us.
Oh, man, who would have known?
Do you think they're playing games with us, or are they for real?
They didn't understand the question, I don't think. Enjoy your Mondays. Stay dry, folks.
Stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next.